Good morning and welcome to day number 13. I actually feel pretty good this morning, so I'm going to go out and start my power hour and let you know how it goes.
Hello and welcome to day number 13, video 2. Day 13, that means it's the first day of your third week, of our third week. How exciting is that? I know I'm actually pretty excited about it. Today, I'm going to talk about, well, first I want to report on my power hour. It went really well this morning. I was super tired. After I recorded the first video, I really wanted to do nothing more than go lay back down in bed. But I didn't. I went and started my power hour, and it turned out really, really well. And today I want to share with you the second part of the power hour, the mental part, the meditation. Now, we talked about a week ago, and I told you I'd give you 1 week to practice meditation. The part of meditation, just clearing your mind and controlling your body, and just sitting perfectly still and clearing your mind. Okay, I hope that you really, really did that, because it's so important before you move on to the next step, which ultimately is a spiritual step. Okay, because I personally have experienced that when you're in a place where you're connected and communicating on a deeper and on a spiritual level, and your mind starts to wander and you start to think about the movie you watched last week, instantly it's like you're cut off. So we don't want that to happen. Okay, you want to be in a place where you have perfect control over your mind. So when you get into that spiritual place where you're open to receiving directly from the source, it's absolutely possible. You have to learn to shut off your thoughts first, because it comes in a very, very quiet, almost like a whisper. Okay, so part 1 of meditation came last week. This is like meditation 201. And this can be a pretty simple part. And we may even go into some further steps. Today I'm just going to talk about, once you've gotten yourself cleared out, how to then begin to connect spiritually. So what I do is I begin to meditate on the energy inside of me. And there's several different techniques you can use, but I found this one to be very, very powerful. So what I do is I imagine that there's just light all around me, which we had the discussion about light and dark, positive and negative. Everything out there is made of energy, okay? And there's either light energy or there's dark energy. So the reality is that so much around us does have a positive and light energy. And what I do is I just close my eyes and I try to visualize that. Once I've got my mind clear, of course, done that first step we talked about last week, then I move to the second step, and I start to imagine that there's light all around me, and that each time I breathe in, I'm breathing in that light. And then I start to breathe out anything that's like darkness inside of me. This helps me a lot with clearing my mind out. I breathe light into my mind and breathe all the darkness and the chaos and the questions, the confusion. Just breathe all that out. And then again, breathe in the light. And then I actually scan my physical body to look if there's any place where I'm feeling pain or stress or tension, or anywhere that feels like there's any amount of darkness. And literally I can go to that place. I found that the mind is more powerful, especially the mind and the spirit, when you're very conscious, is more powerful than the body. You can literally go and find a place where there's pain and tell it to leave. Find a place where there's tension and tell it to leave. And consciously let yourself completely relax and let go of any of those things, because all of those will keep us from connecting with our higher source. So first, any of the physical tension, anxiety, darkness, pain that shows up in our body, as you're breathing in light, just imagine you're breathing that out. And then again, I meditate very closely on the light that's inside of me. So I just put my attention onto the very center of my heart and imagine that there's a light there, and it begins to expand, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and until it eventually fills my entire body. I'm really, really connected, and what that is for me is just connecting with my spirit self. And it becomes very visual, and it begins for me just like I perceive it happening, rather than actually see it, but then it becomes almost very visual to me, where I can actually see what that looks like, me just being full of light. And then again, once I'm full of light, I look for anything else on an emotional level that's still darkness that's there. So any kind of anger or hatred or envy, any of these negative emotions. My experience with people is that people can be very, very good at following a list of rules and still wonder why they're so stuck in their life and in their spirituality. And it's because all of these really dark, negative emotions that are the main part to us being able to connect to our source are still inside of us. But you can actually find those when you get in that place and you invite light, and it exposes dark places. And you can get rid of those and just make the intention that those leave you and that those go away. You're going to start to feel incredible. You're going to feel so spiritually connected to yourself and to everything around you. You're going to get rid of all the junk and all the darkness that's in you. And you're going to be connected. And then you go to the next step, which is some type of communication with the source, however that looks for you. And then some type of studying, again, how that looks for you. But again, remember, for when it comes to meditating, you first clear your mind, get your body totally still, then you begin to draw in the light that's around you. You release any of the physical tension in you. Then you start focusing on the light inside of you and let it grow, let it expand. Once it fills you, then you clear out the darkness. So that's meditation 201. Get out there and start your power hour right away. Work out hard so that you can conquer your body and then come back and conquer your mind and then connect spiritually. This is Tony Purcell reminding you to conquer your life.